How to make a beautiful, simple teddy bear in an hour or less with amazing results. First, we start with our supplies. You will need a pattern. You can go to DorothySmithDesigns.com to get your pattern. Make sure you get both pieces because you will need the front and the back. You will need fabric, 18 inches, which is a half a yard would do. Something lightweight, not really heavy because you're just beginning. You will need thread. Eyes, you can use the movable eyes, buttons, sometimes pom-poms, the felt for the mouth, and pom-poms you can use for the nose. Tacky glue to put them on. You would need polyfill, which is stuffing, pens, scissors, tracing wheel, and a tracing paper. Aren't they beautiful? Okay, let's begin. You've cut out your pattern and we're going to pin all the way around. Make sure you get your pins in. Okay, that's great. Now don't let the pins stick out over the pattern because you don't want to have to cut them. You want to pin right at the dots because that's where you're going to put a marking, because you're going to leave this open, this end open for stuffing. This is the only open part of the bear. When you finish sewing, you have this part open for your stuffing. Now that your bear is ready, we're going to cut all the way around. Great. Okay, now we're going to use that tracing paper and a tracing wheel. Since your fabric is together, right sides together, wrong sides out, we place the tracing paper underneath the bear and on the top underneath the pattern, and we're going to mark where those dots are at so that when you start sewing and putting it together, you won't sew between the dots. You leave that open. And that's the back. Now the front, we're going to place the tracing paper the same way because that's the wrong side of the fabric. And you're going to mark your eyes and the nose. This is where you place your nose and your eyes on your bear. See the markings? Now remove your pins, taking the pattern off. Okay, look at that. Now with right sides still together, pin all the way around the bear. Now sometimes you can just pin the area you're going to sew, but if you feel comfortable with that, just do that. But if you feel it's going to come loose on you and you're uncomfortable, you can place pins around the bear. And that is the dart. You want to make sure you pin your dart. You have 2 darts, one on each side of the back. Now we're starting with the back. We're going to sew the back. We're going to remove our pins as we go along. But when you get to the first dart, when you get to your first dot, back it up. That's locking your stitch. Now, I lift the foot and moved it down so that I would not sew up my opening. Notice I'm removing my pins as I go along because you don't want to sew over a pin and maybe the needle might hit it. So, nice. That's a dart. That's what it looks like. And now we're going to sew the dart up. The dart gives form to the back of the bear, his seat. Notice I went forward, then I went back, and then I went forward. I locked the stitch so it won't come loose. As you notice, the front is non-stop. You don't leave anything open on the front. No, the lock and forward. Let's clip. Okay. Once the front is sewn up and the back, with right sides together, place the front and the back together and pin all the way around. Your pins should always point out, just in case you're sewing and you sew over one, it won't jam in your machine. So make sure your pins point out. I place pins at most of the corners. Okay, looks like a bear, doesn't it? Looks like a bear. You're going to sew all the way around the bear. There's your opening. That remains open. Do not sew that. That remains open. And you sew all the way around, go all the way around with the machine, the bear. Now we're going to sew all the way around the bear. Are you ready? Remove your pins as you go along. Great! So, once you've sewn all the way around your bear and removed all of your pins, turn your bear right side out. In other words, turn it great, look at the bear. Now right across the top of the ear, you want to sew that. See? It gives it a little form and a little shape. You want to sew this using a slip stitch. It gives it a nice tight stitch for your bear. Look at that. Now we're about to do the finishing touches. We're at the mouth, and this is where your tacky glue comes in. I'm using a pen to hold the mouth because it is so small. So I put the glue on, holding the pen. This way it gives me that target. It's like you press the pen in, the glue is on the mouth, and press the mouth. There you go. Now you can remove your pen. Be careful not to get the glue on anything else. Well, look at your simple, beautiful teddy bear. Aren't you proud of yourself? Want to do it again? You can start over.